things I'm going to do differently at drama school the second time around. Welcome to a new video. So in this video I am giving you 10 things that I'm going to do differently when I go to drama school in September, which is actually the second time around. I did a 3-year musical theatre course, had some time out of the industry, and now 12 years later, I am going back to drama school. I'm going to London School of Musical Theatre on a 1-year intensive course. That the aim of the course is to get you ready for the industry, West End auditions, professional auditions within the year. So it's aimed at people who do have a bit of experience or that don't necessarily need 3 years to be able to be ready to go professional. If you do want to know a bit about my background and how I got to where I am now, then go check out my previous videos. I will put a little link up here or a little banner thing where you can go watch it after you finished watching this one. So the purpose of this video, when I was thinking about coming back into the industry, I remember sitting there and I was thinking, I wish I pushed myself more, I wish I took advantage of everything that I had. And then when I made the decision to go to London School of Musical Theatre and I thankfully got in, I thought it's a second chance and I can use all of that stuff that I have learnt when I went to drama school before and all the stuff that I wish I'd done, I can now do this time around. I thought I would share my tips and advice in a video for anyone else that wants some help when they're going to drama school. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to do differently this time around is I'm going to allow myself to take up space. So when I first went to college, I wasn't a very confident character. I was a quieter character in the year. There were so many big personalities and people that were just naturally the centre of attention and the front of the class. So I sort of pulled myself back and let them sort of do them. And that's not saying this time around I'm going to pretend to be someone else, but I am going to allow myself to take up space. I deserve to be there as much as anyone else, so I don't need to pull back and constantly hide behind other people and hide at the back. I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone and get to the front of class when I can, and yeah, not hold myself back. The second thing I'm going to do is not put myself in a box. When I last went to drama school, I was very much putting myself in the box of I'm a singer, that's what I do, I sing, and I enjoy doing the other things, but it doesn't really matter if I'm not very good at them because I'm a singer. Whereas now when I look back on it, I should have really maybe even tried harder at the stuff that I wasn't so good at, like my weaknesses. It's really easy to try and practice your strengths because you enjoy doing them and you feel good because you know you're strong at that, but it's a lot harder to push yourself to work on your weaknesses because no one likes to feel like they're failing or like they're not as good as the next person at something. It's just human nature that if you're not very good at something, you don't like it. But this time around, I really want to push myself at the things that I am maybe not so strong in. I used to put myself at the back of a dance class and I'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter too much if I'm not very good at this because I'm not a dancer, I'm a singer, so I don't necessarily need to be good at dancing. But actually, coming out into the industry, the stronger you are in different things, the more chances you have at getting jobs because there's more jobs available to you because you have different abilities. So actually, I think it's very, very important to work on your weaknesses just as much, if not more, than your strengths. The third thing is to take classes outside of college. The reason for that is so that you don't get stuck in the college bubble because you kind of end up falling into, it sounds a bit silly saying falling into a ranking because no one was ranking each other, but you kind of go, oh, they're the dancers, we're the people that aren't so good at dancing, we're in the middle, and you kind of level yourself against the few people that are in your college when actually there's a whole range of other people out there. Going to their classes pushes you to sort of train with other people and keep building yourself up and not get comfortable in a group of people where you know all of their abilities. And also it helps with picking up choreography. You will find so many more different styles of choreography and so many more different styles of dance that you might not necessarily find in your college scenario. I'm going to try and get to as many classes as I can, obviously money permitting, because drama school's expensive and dance classes are expensive. So if you can afford it, then yeah, get yourself to as many dance classes as possible outside of college as well. The fourth one is kind of like a 2-in-1, and that is don't compare myself to anyone and don't be afraid to fail. I used to compare myself to absolutely everyone, and I would really hold myself back because I was scared that if I really tried in a dance class that I would get laughed at and people would be like, oh god, she thinks she's really good, look at her really trying there. But actually actually in that scenario, like, no one really cares what you're doing. Like, everyone's there for their own training and their own development, and everyone's so supportive. So you just need to kind of get out the mindset that people are bothered about what you're doing, and you just need to do it for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that's responsible for what you do with your future. So you shouldn't worry about what anyone else is thinking. And it is easier said than done, but that is the one thing that I really did take away from college before, when I look back, is that I wish I didn't care so much of what people thought of me, because actually when you look back, no one even cared anyway. And also, yeah, don't be afraid to fail, especially as performers, because you tend to be perfectionists, and if you aren't feeling 100% confident, you kind of pull back because you don't want to like do a pirouette and fall on your bum. You don't want to crack on that big note. But if you can't fail whilst you're at college, when can you fail? You're better off doing as many failures as possible at college, so when you get out and start auditioning and doing shows, you've already done the failing part, and now you've learnt from that and you know how to soar. So yeah, really don't be afraid to fail, and don't compare yourself to anyone else, because no one actually cares, and everyone's there doing the same thing, and everyone's gonna fail or like crack or fall at some point in training. It's just gonna happen, and when you fail, that's when you really learn. Number 5 is that I'm gonna make sure that I enjoy every single minute that I have there, and I'm gonna soak up everything. Like, this is only a year and it's gonna go so quick. So I remember how quick my 3 years went, so I can imagine like a 1-year course is gonna go so quick. So I really want to soak up everything I can and really make the most of it, because I look back at my time in drama school before and I'm like, oh, I wish I could go back and do it again. Like I said at the beginning, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have done this and I wish I'd done that. So I just want to make the most of it and really soak up everything I have and not take it for granted. I mean, I've sacrificed quite a lot to go back again, and it's also very expensive. So I think now at my age, I understand how much money is going into this training, so I definitely don't want to waste it. Number 6 is to make training my number 1 priority. So it's quite easy on the course that I'm on, because it is just an intensive year. So it's only 1 year that I have to make that my absolute priority. I'm not saying you shouldn't have rest days and down days, because that is 100% needed. That is definitely part of the journey as well. You can't just go like 110% every single minute of every single day. You do need your rest time and self-care and all of that sort of thing, and recuperating and that. But I feel like this is my last chance to really put everything into it. And let's be honest, after this year, after LSMT, I will never be going to drama school again. Like, this is my one and only chance to go to drama school, so I really need to make the most of it. Number 7 kind of falls, I suppose, into the self-care element of the one before. I'm gonna really try and learn and be really mindful about mental health as a performer, because obviously you get so many no's and knockbacks. It can really affect your confidence, and it can really affect how you feel about yourself. Like, most of the time, especially at drama school, you're looking at yourself in a mirror all day, and yeah, it can really affect you mentally. I was quite lucky that I did come out of drama school okay the first time, even though I was quite young, but I do think it did knock my confidence rather than build my confidence. And that's nothing necessarily about against the school. I think it was just me as a person. I probably wasn't entirely ready for the intensity of drama school then, and now going back older, I am a lot more conscious of the mental impact of drama school and the industry as a whole. I really want to make sure that I look after my mental well-being, and yeah, make sure that I am still happy and that it's not affecting me negatively. Number 8, I want to learn technique for my singing voice. So as I've said before, like, I would say I'm a singer first, and singing is my biggest passion out of all elements of musical theatre. I really want to learn technique and vocal health, because I don't remember really learning technique, unless again it's because I was young and I kind of didn't really understand the importance of it, so maybe I switched off. But I really don't remember learning much technique back then. But I've heard that LSMT really does hone in on the technique. I really want to learn more vocal health and how to look after my voice properly, so that we can get through them crazy weeks as a performer. Number 9 is another health thing, but for my body. So I want to learn how to fuel my body correctly, also to keep strength training, because although dance classes burn calories and do keep your fitness up, I do think it's important as a performer to also be strong. and I think weight training really does help with that, and I actually do really enjoy weight training, so I want to try and keep that up. Even if I just go to the gym and do a strength training session on a Saturday or Sunday or something like that, I really want to try and prioritize fueling my body properly. I remember when I was at drama school before, and it's like, again, it's probably an age thing because who really thinks about what they're eating that much at 18, but there were some days where I'd survive the whole day on a packet of Jaffa cakes. Like, how stupid is that? Like, out of all the things to buy to survive a day on, a packet of Jaffa cakes. Like, that's not going to do much for me, is it? And I'm not going to get the most out of classes and things if I'm like weak or hungry or just not fueled properly. So yeah, I want to try and make sure that I prioritize fueling my body properly and looking after it and making sure that I'm strong and healthy. So the 10th and final one is just kind of a little nice one just for me, but I really want to make sure that I document my journey. I've got this YouTube channel and I'm hoping to document as much as possible of my journey through drama school and beyond. I will carry on after and like kind of do like the grad life. I'm gonna hopefully do like a vlog a week of different days at drama school. I know you can't film in classes, but I can hopefully take you on like days in the life as a drama school student at LSMT, which should be fun and interesting, and also so nice for me to look back on in like years to come, or even like a year later, do you know what I mean? Or looking back at what I was like at the beginning of the year compared to at the end of the year. I also think keeping things like that and filming things like that, taking pictures, if there's times where you feel down and you forget why you've decided to do this, I can go back and see how excited I was the first day of college, how like full of hope and dreams that I was. Yeah, that's a nice little 10th one that I want to add on there, that I do want to document as much as possible for memories and also for a little bit of a booster maybe down the line if I need it. So they are 10 things I'm hoping to do differently at drama school the second time around. I'm so excited to go. It's really not long now. I literally have like 4 weeks until I start, and I absolutely cannot wait. I'm really hoping that I can incorporate all of these things into my drama school experience second time around. Obviously, I'm not going to beat myself up about it if I don't, because this drama school experience I know is going to be completely different to the one I had 12 years ago. I hope you found these useful. If you have any other tips or advice, please do leave them in the comments, because I'd love to see what anyone else's experiences are or any other advice that anyone can give. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a massive thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe so you can see my future videos and you can follow along on my journey through drama school and beyond. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye!